Chapter 1, Part 3, Friends. Mark froze for a moment when Sania, with that strange, almost unsettling smile, said, "They are behind the door." But he quickly shook off the thought, convincing himself that this was still part of the prank, carefully orchestrated by his father. His confidence returned. Interesting. Friends behind the door. Dad really went all out this time. He smirked to himself, feeling a surge of determination and excitement. Without wasting time, Mark threw open the black door and charged forward, shouting, "Guys, I'm here." But what he saw behind the door didn't match his expectations. There were no people, no decorations, no celebration, only absolute, infinite darkness. It was so thick and impenetrable that it seemed to swallow the light itself. Mark stood still, his heart momentarily stopping, but he quickly rationalized it. They're all going to jump out soon, shouting surprise. Yeah, any second now, party poppers will go off, the girls will scream and laugh, and my friends will rush in with congratulations, he thought. He was waiting for that moment. A smile spread across his face again, and he was ready to turn to Sania, expecting her to join in the fun. But when he turned toward her, his heart stopped cold. The smile he had been wearing slowly faded, like water seeping into the sand. Mark's gaze met something entirely different. Sania was no longer the sweet, innocent-looking girl he had seen earlier. Her face had twisted into a grotesque smile that sent a chill down his spine. It wasn't a kind smile. There was something terrifying about it, something that made his legs go weak. This wasn't the smile of a joke or a game. It was the smile of something ancient, malevolent, and merciless. Sania stared at him with that sinister grin, and Mark suddenly realized he had made a mistake. And then, as if something clicked, there was a sharp sound, like a switch being flipped. The light around him suddenly blazed to life, flooding the room with warmth and brightness. Now, Mark stood not in darkness, but surrounded by his friends. They were all there, familiar faces, joyful smiles. Everything seemed to be just like before. But Mark didn't feel joy. He didn't feel relieved or happy to see them. Instead, terror gripped him. His heart pounded in his chest, and his breathing became shallow. He looked at his friends, but something whispered inside him that something was terribly wrong. He stood there in a panic, in horror, unable to make sense of what was happening. He wanted to believe it was still a prank, that this was all part of his father's elaborate joke. But his mind resisted, refusing to accept what was happening. "It's a joke. Just a joke," he whispered to himself, but his voice trembled. End of the chapter.